Good morning. 6:43 a.m., July 7th, 2025. And I'm still saying, yeah. Okay. Thought maybe we should go over the news because even if you watch 24-hour news cycles, there's so much news out there, they're missing a lot because the news cycle is not what it used to be. Surely by now you've heard of the children's camps in Texas were located areas known to be at high risk of flooding. Live updates. Downpours loom as search for Texas flood. Yeah, a horrible, horrible situation. I think heard there's over 80 confirmed deceased from that. And of course, the folks in Texas, the people in the Abbott administration and the local the judge in the county that's impacted, um, they're blaming they're blaming the Doge cuts to the NOAA, the National Weather Service, for not being able to get the information out. Yes, it's a flood zone. Yes, flash floods happen. But the local folks, even the MAGA folks in Texas, are blaming the Doge cuts. Is that, I don't know. We had a debacle here a couple months ago. We had a debacle here like 10, 11 years ago. The 10, 11 years ago, we were alerted on our cell phones through 11-year-old older technology that this shit was coming 3 hours before it came. The recent one, after the Doge cut, I'm out there. I'm on the way to Mission Barbecue. I didn't get Mission Barbecue because the power was taken out and they couldn't. I didn't have cash. They had to use a card. Um, I was like a block away from it, and I get an alert: 80-mile-an-hour linear winds. The derecho. It's like a linear tornado, if you will. And it's coming probably in the next. Boom! It hit. I literally got notified moments before it hit by the emergency broadcast system, which is allegedly 11 years more advanced than it was the last time one came through. 3 people died in Fairfax County that day. Did the National Weather Service kill those 3 people in Fairfax County? No. Did they kill the campers and children in Texas? No, they didn't do that. The flood did it. The storm did it. The derecho did it. The problem that the Texas MAGA folks are blaming Trump and Musk for is that because of the Doge chainsaw approach to the National Weather Service, they didn't have the means to give the early warning, which is pretty much what I said a couple months ago when the derecho hit. The folks didn't get the warning they needed to get the fuck out of the way. Did they know it was going to go 29 feet in minutes, the river level? I think the prediction was 6 to 9 inches, which don't get me wrong, that can be deadly. But as opposed to 29 feet, I'm not sure if anyone could have predicted that. But now we have federal MAGAs arguing with local MAGAs, all MAGAs, about whether it's a result of the Doge cuts. I don't know. Now, not federal and not local. We have a MAGA congressional candidate who's running in Georgia's first congressional district, and she's claiming that this news in Texas is fake weather, fake news, fake. I can't remember exactly what it said. This MAGA congressional district candidate is facing backlash after spreading conspiracy theories about the deadly flash floods along the Guadalupe River in Texas. Candace Taylor, that's her name. Candace with a K. Here's another MAGA whose name should begin with a C, but it's a K. I've seen a pattern here the press secretary, K, the Christy Nome. Christy's usually with a Chrisist. It's with a K. And now we have Candace with a K. K, and oh yeah, K. Okay, so she's running for to represent Georgia in the House of Representatives. She posted on X, fake weather, fake hurricanes, fake flooding, fake, fake, fake. It's all fake. Now, when they called her out on that, other MAGAs, no, this shit's real. She tries to spin it. What she meant was the weather is artificially created. So she means artificial weather, artificial hurricanes, artificial flooding, artificial, artificial, artificial. That was her attempt of backing out of her Alex Jones style bullshittery. Uh, good news. The reason this idiot is running in a district that she will never win means the Democrat candidate will likely win. But the reason she is able to run in that district is the would-be incumbent. He's running for the Senate, and he's running against a Democrat incumbent in Georgia. Yeah, that's good news for Democrats. That means Democrats will win both the first congressional district of Georgia, and they'll re-win the Senate seat. Christy or Candace, I'm sorry. I get my K's confused. All right, let's say goodbye to her. What else is going on? Trump calls Elon Musk's formulation of a new party ridiculous. That's right. I forgot about that. There's so much going on. Trump implied that never in the history has the United States had a viable third party. And he's right in recent history. Ross Perot, Ross Perot had a pretty good chance, except that whole dropout, rejoin, dropout. He turned out to be fickle, and voters couldn't rely on him. There was a guy before Ross Perot. But basically, yes, third-party candidates for president in current times is highly unlikely, but it is possible. I'll give you some examples. In the 1820s and 1830s, the end of the era of good feelings ended. It was just the National Republicans or the Democratic Republicans, and it split to the National Republicans, the Jacksonian Democrats, and the Anti-Masonic Party. Now, we've never had an anti-Masonic president, but there were anti-Masonic members of Congress, members of the Senate, local elections, and a lot of this shit comes from the local level. Let me see, in the 1830s and 1850s, we had the Liberty Party, continuation of the Anti-Masonic Party. They continued, and we had a Free Soil Party. These third parties influenced policy and spoiled elections. Again, I think it was the it was Democrat or Whigs. Yeah, Whigs. The viables were Democrats and Whigs. By the way, the Republicans didn't come around until I think Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican, and he was a liberal. This was back in the days when Democrats were conservatives and Republicans were liberals. Okay, in the 1850s and 60s, the collapse of the Whigs and the rise of the Republicans, the new rapidly rising Republicans, they were the Liberal Party. The conservative and the party that was already existing was Democrats. The other two parties kind of went away there. Let me see. I just lost my notes. Here we go. Okay. The Know Nothings, an American party, became a big spoiler, and the Constitutional Union Party. We need a constitutional party. In 1860, 4 different parties each won significant electoral support. 4 of them, significant electoral report. Now, it turns out the Republicans won. The new party, the new Liberal Party, they won. The Breckinridge, they were a deep Southern offspring of the Democrats. They were the real hardcore conservatives, kind of like today's MAGAs. And the Douglas Northern Democrats, they were leaning to the right, but not quite as hardcore as the Southern Democrats. And the Constitutional Union. I like the name. I don't know anything about them because they never went very far. In 1890s to the 1910s, populism and progressivism surged. The Populist Party, the People's Party, had national influence, won several governorships, House and Senate seats. Again, in our current two-party system, where everyone's either a Democrat or a Republican or aligned with Democrats or Republicans consistently, take Bernie Sanders. He is an independent. He is a lifelong independent. He identifies himself as a Democrat, small d, socialist, big S. But he always votes with the Democrats. So essentially, you could call him a Democrat, but the truth is, he's not a Democrat. And this is what actually happened with viable third parties in the 1890s through the 1910s. Governorships, House and Senate seats. Fused with Democrats in 1896 behind William Jennings Bryan. I have no idea who that is. I'm not, okay. And the Progressive Party, separate from the Liberal Republican Party, the Progressive Party under Teddy Roosevelt. Oh, he later became a Republican. Who's finished second ahead of the sitting Republican President Taft. I remember Taft. I mean, I don't personally remember. I remember from the history books. Anyway, the progressive and farmer labor movements. Of course, later on, we called the farmer labor communists. In 1968, George Wallace and the American Independent Party. Wallace carried 5 states. We say that a third party cannot carry any state in the Electoral College. Wallace, under the American Independent Party, carried 5 states. And of course, 1992, Ross Perot. Of course, he screwed himself. I think Ross Perot was headed for a victory, but he screwed up when he made up that bullshit story about they attacked his daughter's wedding and he dropped out of the race. And then, oh, wait, no, I want to come back in the race. That told Americans he was fickle. Okay. Hey, the big news. Did you know that MAGA has officially taken William Jefferson Clinton off the suspect list for the unaliving of Jeffrey Epstein? That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The DOJ and the FBI, and no one can argue that the DOJ and FBI are very, very loyal to Donald John Trump. They are officially stating that Epstein died by self-deletion. And they're saying that Epstein had no client list. No client list. It is July 7th. I think this news came out on July 6th. The Trump DOJ and the Trump FBI, who promised to get that client list that was on Pam Bundy's desk just a few weeks ago. They were going to release that. And they were still insisting a few weeks ago that Epstein was deleted by Clinton. You know, along with all those other bullshit theories like Foster, and there's a list out there of victims of the Clintons. Well, okay. Pam Bundy's DOJ and Kash Patel's FBI conclude that Epstein had no client list. So whatever was on Pam Bundy's desk a few weeks ago, apparently she didn't know what that was. And a man on self-deletion watch in a federal prison system under the power of the chief executive, Donald Trump, at the time. Yeah, he did it to himself. He committed the impossible feat of self-deleting during the. Let's face it, boys and girls. I'll say it looking right into the camera. Donald Trump is a PDF file. Yeah, he's a Adobe Acrobat. Yes, he's a PDF file. He's in that list. He's in that client list. He's identified in that client list as someone who want to, do the diddling thing with the people of the under age of consent thing. Yeah. Hey, DOG, FBI, come after me. Get me. Come on. Bring it on. The guy's a PDF file, and you just admitted it right there. You claimed you had the list on the desk. You claimed that you were just going a few more things before you released it, and now you're saying, "Oh, there's no list. There was nothing on my desk a few weeks ago when I either lied." Oh, imagine that, a MAGA person lying. Oh, can't imagine it. Can't imagine it. All right. What else can we cover today? Oh, looky this. Looky here. Let's close that. Texas. Okay, I'm getting all the spam pop-ups now. Texas furious as local officials blame Trump's national weather. So there's this whole fight in local MAGA versus national MAGA about whether or not Trump and Musk are to blame for the failure for alerts to go out in a timely manner and save lives. But I already covered that. I see some more people just filed in. If you want to hear my comments on that, scroll back to the beginning. We're only 17 minutes into it. Some disturbing news I came across. I usually follow the things closely, but it's been so hard following so much that MAGA is putting out there, like unidentified masked men not in uniform refusing to identify, stopping on the street in vans and SUVs, and abducting people. They're saying arrest. They're saying, oh, that was ICE or ICE adjacent. We don't know that. That's a problem with that. We are becoming desensitized to the idea of witnessing a kidnapping. Now, an actual kidnapper, an actual rapist, an actual thief, and a couple of his buddies can throw on masks, put on some military surplus clothing from your Army Navy surplus store in your area. They can pull up and they can grab anybody they want. And now you think, oh, that's probably ICE. And that person is probably an illegal immigrant. And they're just doing, obviously, James Stern, tard of fuckery, because they don't have to identify to anyone not involved. Exactly, James. You are now desensitized. If you witness an actual kidnapping, you will just ass that these kidnappers are ICE because they don't have to identify anyone. It is actually DHS policy. It is law because it is DHS policy that, yes, an ICE agent, a border protection agent, any law enforcement agent in under the DHS, not necessarily the DOJ, is required by DHS policy to identify when they're making an arrest or detention. They are required to. But Republicans don't give two craps about the law. So, James Stern, go learn to cope somewhere else. Okay. Good morning, BSBT. Yeah. All right. Okay. Banks borrow from Fed standing repo facility at record level, which is kind of confusing because, as we all know, we had a better than expected jobs report at the end of June, beginning of July. We were expecting much lower, and they're all celebration because we had 144,000 new jobs. Now, Look at March, look at February, look at April, even May. It's not that good. In fact, the new jobs versus the new unemployed, we are now 47% employed. I'm talking about between the ages of 18 and 64. Americans between the ages of 18 and 64 are now 47%. That means less than half of the workability population is supporting more than half. We are finally there. We are at that tipping point. We are now, those of us employed are supporting the James Stearns out there. We are supporting you. Of course, we always have, because even the poor are actually supporting the rich, not just by this big stupid bill that just got passed, where it's the biggest redistribution of wealth from the poor to the rich in American history, maybe even in world history. I don't know, but American history. Yeah. Google DHS, James. Use your search engines. Use your chat GPTs, your AIs, whatever your favorite searching of the internet is, search it. And while you're at it, search force doctrine. There you go. My challenge to everybody on YouTube who watches, what's that guy's name? Andrew Wilson. If you really think he knows what he's talking about when he says force doctrine, Google it, Yahoo it, Chat GPT it, ask Siri, ask whatever you're searching for, look up the term force doctrine. It has nothing to do with men's and women's rights coming from each other. Force doctrine is literally a military force having a set of standards and procedures and goals. That's what that means. When you see a debate by Andrew Wilson where he pushes this force doctrine thing on you, he's reinventing the English language. Okay, the government jobs is welfare too. There's a lot of government jobs, Joe Cool, that are actually service related. For example, the National Weather Service, who used to be able to give us timely warnings of impending natural disasters, like in Texas or the derecho here a couple months ago. Okay, the jobs report. I don't know if the two are related or not, but let's come back to what did the add to stage? Add? Nope. Let's remove that one from stage. Let's add this one to stage. Okay. Banks borrow from the Fed's standing repo facility at record levels. That's recent record. It's not. The Federal Reserve lent more than $11 billion bank overnight on Monday. That would be June 30th. Let me see. This is. Okay. Just before June 30th. $11 billion to banks overnight through its daily standing repo facility. Now, I know, hearing the word repo, you're probably thinking someone's coming for your car because you missed a payment or two. It's not that kind of repo. The Fed, okay, let's say you have $5 in your bank account. No problem. If the typical deduction from your bank account for whatever bills or groceries you buy is $4 or $3 or $1.50. You have the funds in your account to cover the upcoming thing. But what happens if suddenly you have an expense that's $5.50, but you're down to $5? Of course, you know that you're probably going to get what is it? I haven't had one in so long. A bounced insufficient funds fee. Is it $20, $30, whatever the current rate is? You're going to be in some financial trouble, and because of that, there's going to be further ones down. The repo fund is when the Fed is expecting people to use more money than normal. There's not enough money out there, so the Fed pushes, in this case, $11 billion to banks overnight through its daily. So why did they do that? Well, it makes sense if they're expecting something. What are they expecting? I don't know if they're expecting something new. Here is a chart from the whatever Fred is. Okay, this is a chart covering repo history since 2019. These up and downs are when the Fed's expecting something and they dump money into the banking system so there's enough cash for everything, car loans, grocery purpose, everything that you use cash for. There's a buffer in there. And just before COVID, there was this, what they're calling a surprise. We don't know why. In fact, because of COVID, we never got into it because the news cycle was all about COVID and conspiracy theories around COVID and people in body bags and refrigerator trucks and government shutdowns and non-government shutdowns, corporate shutdowns, blah blah blah. It just got buried, and of course, the Fed was very active during COVID, putting into the repo fund, and then they set up a process as we're coming out of COVID to prevent these runs going on. So if you have $5 in, if the government, if the country has $5 in the banking account, they're going to make sure you're not going to get a $5.01 fee. So from the end of COVID all the way until June 30th. Oh, one little blip here. One little blip around 2024. Looks like around late year, November, I'm guessing. There's a little tiny blip. Just this month, just as this jobs report's coming out, just as we're about to pass this big, beautiful bill, we dump $11 billion. And like whoever made this up, WTF. He's not talking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He is saying, what the fuck? The Fed knows something that we do not. How about that? All right, anything else we want to cover? Trump is a PDF file. We got a second Marjorie Taylor Greene type character in Georgia running for Congress who thinks that the weather was was artificial that caused all the deaths in Texas. That's interesting. Artificial weather. Well, MAGA Queen on the bottom end. Marjorie Taylor Greene is from northern Georgia. This bimbo is from southern Georgia. They're trying to unite Georgia under retardation. But tell me this: like if Jeffrey Epstein is offed in a federal prison, who had access to the federal prison? Clinton, who's been out of office for a long time, or Trump, who was actually the president of the United States at the time and had direct control over the federal prison system, the same system that provided people to be like these ICE thugs back when there were protests outside the White House, and he fabricated all that bullshit. Same people. All of a sudden, somehow, Jeffrey Epstein finds the ability to self-delete. An impossible feat, but he pulled it off. Epstein is a miracle worker, apparently. Oh, anyway, okay, yeah, the fake weather. Okay, let's say that the feds that are controlled in Congress by MAGA, they are controlled in the upper courts by MAGA. I get it. There's lower courts that aren't 100% MAGA, but when it goes all the way up to the top, that's MAGA. Okay, the Senate MAGA majority, the House MAGA majority. The state legislators, okay, oh wait, not states. Okay. Let's say Texas, MAGA. Okay, so the state of Texas is MAGA. The House of Representatives is MAGA. The Senate is MAGA. The judicial system is MAGA. And obviously the executive branch, which controls NOAA and DARPA and National Weather Service, that's all MAGA right now. So if you're going to come up with a Marjorie Taylor Greene Jewish space later type bullshit, who are you really blaming? MAGA. Yeah, Donald Trump or maybe Abbott. I don't know. Are you talking about Abbott or are you talking about Trump? Why am I asking you a question? I always find it stupid when a YouTube host asks somebody who's not there a question and act like I'm waiting for an answer. This bimbo is not going to answer. Just like the bimbo, what's her name? Can't remember her name. Bear with me. I'm going to pull it up because I cannot remember her name. Hey, stupid humans. Hello, Tyrant's Bear. Hello, Joe Cool. And I support myself because I have a job. Yeah. Nope. Bullshit. Okay, James Stern. I have a job, but I have to grift on what's that fundraising site so I can get a computer. Yeah. Okay. If you have a job, it's like at Walmart, one of those handout jobs. Here, why don't you go stand by the door and put crayon marks on people's receipts? Yeah. All right. Oh, Mike Hucklebee's Christian Nationalist homeschooling program is a grift. We got that. Okay. That's her name, Allie Stuckey. Allie Stuckey is trying to convince her fellow Christians that when Jesus said, it's Stuckey, Allie, Allie, Stuckey, Stuckey. She's claiming that when Christ told his disciples, the people he was teaching, when you did this to the least of these, you did to me, that he's talking about only persecuted Christians. Of course, she's referring to that in the sense of people saying we're being too harsh in these deportations. Not that we're peacefully rounding up illegal aliens, giving them due process and shipping them out, but we're beating the shit out of them. We're not using due process. A lot of them actually are here legally. A lot of them here are actually citizens. And we're being desensitized so that we don't know ICE from ICE adjacent from actual thugs. But she's saying when we're deporting people ruthlessly, when we're tearing apart families, when we're tearing apart employment centers, when we're interrupting courthouses and due process of immigration, when we're interrupting schools and churches and food distribution centers, it's okay because those aren't Christians. Did you know that 80% of all deportees in the Trump administration, 80% are Christian? 51% are Catholic. 51% are Catholic. Of course, she's going to argue that Catholic is not Christian. I get it. Different religions, different Christian sects have different beliefs, but they all agree on one thing. Now, a true fake Christian is one who does not believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins. Those fuckers are knowingly fake Christians. But the ones who claim, the Catholics aren't real Christians or the Methodists aren't real Christians, the Catholics and the Methodists believe that Jesus Christ died for our sin. Whether it's the blood and the body or wine and bread, or whether it's in remembrance of the sacrifice. Okay, there's splitting hairs about that, but they all believe that Christ died for our sins. Personally, I'm not on board with that, but these people are getting deported are I forget the number, 80 or 90, are mostly Christian. 51% alone. If you just take the Catholics, 51%, a majority, is Christian. Okay, if you omit the Catholics, you're still getting about 23% evangelicals. I'm sorry, Allie Stuckey. If you don't think an evangelical is a Christian, then you're not a Christian. And I forget the percent. There's a smaller percent that's other Christian, and there's a very tiny sliver that's atheist or other religion. What is illegal, James? Do Kiwi asks. What does religion have to do with overstaying your visa or coming here illegally? Okay. See, James is a slow learner. James is a guy who stands in a dirty bathroom with a camera, trying to raise money to buy a computer because he does not have a job. Get a job, James. I'm tired of supporting you. I'm fucking sick and tired of supporting your government handout piece of shit ass. Okay. Uh, Illegal aliens entering the country illegally. Many people who have been deported or detained for months are legal aliens and naturalized citizens. They've even deported actual American citizens, little girls with cancer who need medicine daily to live, Christian citizen American girls. James, fuck your ignorance, man. What a fucking YouTube hates when I say this, but James, you are a retard. 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 Okay. Last time you're getting to me. Don't support me. Yes, I do. I pay taxes. I pay more tax. Yes. Yes. And I felt bad for you because you couldn't afford a computer. I almost gave to your fundraiser so that you could have a computer. Yeah, I thought, no. I'm too busy giving $1,500 to the women of the well so they can help people. I'm too busy giving $500 to Sarah so she can raise a sick child. Now, I'm too busy handing out 5, 10s, 20s, sometimes more to homeless people on the street. I'm too busy taking my time to work at food kitchens and other food distribution areas in the winter. I'm too busy to support your ass. So no, be gone. Go play with your buddy there. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Your buddy's in prison. I'm sorry, James. You're lonely because your homosexual obsession is he's unreachable. He can't go on YouTube. Michael Kaiser cannot go on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, these people claim to be all about law and order, and they suck off Michael Kaiser. Michael Kaiser is yeah, okay. They deserve to go back with their parents. Remember, you Democrats cried and said families shouldn't be separated. Well, oh, my favorite deportee, favorite. Can't remember her name. Canadian, brought here when she was 3 by her parents, ended up going to American elementary school, going to American middle school, going to and graduating American. I'm sorry, didn't graduate. Dropped out of American high school. No, I'm sorry, she did graduate. It was her husband who didn't graduate. She pushed her husband to get a GED. To finish his high school level education. This Canadian was deported in 1999 and came back illegally. We have a very porous border with Canada, and since then got married. And since then, thought that she was safe now that she's married and she has 3 American kids. All of her kids are born here in the United States. And she's what was the best part? Oh yeah, she supported Donald Trump all 3 times. His successful run in 2016, his failed run in 2020, and a successful run in 2024. And she acknowledged and cheered on his idea of deporting people, mass deportations. He ran on that. He ran on mass deportations. If you're here illegally, you shouldn't be here. Knowing that she's illegal, but she thinks she is safe. Not only did she support Trump and donate to his campaigns, she pushed her on the fence husband to actually vote for Trump. She couldn't vote for him because she's not a citizen. And when she went to finish her green card application at immigration court, in fact, they invite her, come and finish your green card application. When she went in there, ICE was waiting. ICE grabbed her. ICE grabbed her very violently. And for the last 2 or 3 weeks, they're from California. She's been in ICE detention in Texas, where they're talking about deporting people to the Sudan. or Alligator Alcatraz, and she's screaming, Canada, save me! Save me! Oh my God, Trump tricked me! Yeah, stupid bitch. He ran on this, and you supported him running on this. You supported him running on this. Why? Because you thought now that you were on top of the building, you can kick the ladder down and fuck everybody else. That's what you thought, and you got fucked from both ends. And you deserve it. Fuck you, bitch. I can't remember her name. Google it. Canadian illegal immigrant deported after, yeah. On the surface, it sounds just like every other deportation story that's hitting the news. Yeah, she doesn't really know her home country. She's been here all her life. She's been in productive society. She has kids. She has a family. She has a spouse. But she supported Trump in doing what he just did to her. When they coming for you, James? You are a what these fascists are calling a useless eater. I'm talking to James Stern. You're not contributing to society. It was dangerous illegal immigrants. When they couldn't find them and they were worried about their numbers, they started going after any illegal immigrants at churches, at job sites, at schools, and they still weren't getting enough. And then they started going after, knowingly go after naturalized citizens, people who have earned their citizenship, and they've caught up and are unapologetic. They've gotten caught up and overextended and got American citizens. And now they're saying that they can take away American citizenship. First, they're going to come after people like me. Yeah, I'm going first, James. You're safe. You're safe. But I'm paying taxes on over $140,000 a year. So maybe I'm not going first. Maybe you're going first because your part-time job at the McDonald's or Walmart, it's not helping. You're a drain on society. At least that's what your side is preaching. It's amazing. These MAGA supporters, these poor MAGA supporters, these poor alleged Christian MAGA supporters are going to be among the first hit after they realize they can't get enough illegal immigrants to get the promise that that Trump made in his campaign. Yeah, they can't get enough. So they're going beyond the dangerous criminal immigrants. They're going well beyond that. So yeah, they're going to come after American citizens. There's a Department of Justice. It's getting confused. DHS and DOJ, they're becoming so intertwined. It's kind of hard. By the way, the DHS is what? Coast Guard, Secret Service. No, is ATF DOJ or I'm not sure. There are many organizations in the DHS. One of them, FEMA's one. One of them is ICE. With ICE in DHS is Coast Guard, all those other. I mean, look it up. There's a lot of organizations under DHS, and DOJ also has a lot of organizations. FBI, I think the ATF, I think that's DOJ. HSI is DHS, but ICE alone is now the highest budgeted law enforcement agency in the world, bigger than the FBI, bigger than whatever Russia's got going on, bigger than anything China's got going on. And they do some crazy shit over there in China. ICE has a bigger law enforcement budget than nations who have bigger immigration problems than we do. I admit we got some immigration problems. It's overplayed by Trump, but yeah. ICE is bigger than the FBI. ICE is bigger than literally any law enforcement agency in the world. Because of this big, beautiful bill, ICE has the biggest budget in history. Actually, ICE has a bigger budget than most nations' military budgets. I say most because the U.S. military budget is still bigger than ICE. The Chinese military budget is still bigger than ICE. The Russian military budget is still bigger than the ICE. If you talk about per capita, uh, North Korea has a bigger military budget than ICE. But about 90% of the world has a smaller military budget than ICE budget. But wait, there's more. It doesn't stop at the budget. Despite the fact that they now have the biggest budget, they they get unlimited support from the DOJ and the FBI. They get limited support from DOD, the Marines, the National Guard. They have to help the biggest paid. It's like, this is the way it's meant to be. ICE is supposed to go after illegal immigrants, and that's it. That is it. They're not supposed to do anything else but go after illegal immigrants. HSI, which is right there with ICE along the way, they are supposed to go after white-collar crime that has an international flavor. They're right there making illegal alien detentions. The FBI, they have a whole bunch of things, none of which is I mean, if they come across a criminal who turns out to be an illegal immigrant, they can refer him to ICE. But FBI is out there helping ICE make arrests. They got better things to do. Local police forces, not all of them, some of them, are out there doing ICE's work. Local police are supposed to be looking for your local home breaking ins, domestic abuse, child rapists, underage drinking, underage selling booze to underage, that kind of stuff. But all these resources are going on this Gestapo effort to get rid of anybody who doesn't agree with Trump. It no longer matters if you're an immigrant or an illegal immigrant, a citizen, naturalized citizen, born citizen. They don't care about that anymore. And yes, James, they're coming after the useless eaters too. I live in you live, whose house is that, James? Come on, we've seen the pictures. We've seen the pictures. Trump is a PDF file. Yes, Mr. Wilson. And I put it in the form of a question in the title, but I'll come right out and say it. I'm not saying is Trump a PDF file. I'm saying Trump is a PDF file. He is. Matter of factly, he is. And the Department of Justice and the FBI pretty much just demonstrated for this. For those of you who weren't in 47 minutes ago, several weeks ago, Pam Bundy said that the client list for Epstein is on her desk. It's literally, this is her desk. It's right there. That's what she said. Yesterday, she said the client list does not exist. What does that mean? When she was going over the client list, she found something that's scary for her boss, and she made it go, poof, it's gone. It doesn't exist. I don't need to, James. Pam Bundy just proved that he's a PDF file. Kash Patel just proved that he's a PDF file. Now it doesn't exist. Exactly. Now it doesn't exist. Now it doesn't exist. It existed 3 weeks ago when it was on her desk, but now it doesn't exist. That means we've destroyed evidence. So Trump is a PDF file, and Pam Bundy is destroying evidence, or in charge of whoever is destroying evidence. Now, the reason they couldn't go after Trump when the FBI got this is because the DOJ has always had this stupid policy that they can't charge or investigate a sitting president or even a candidate. I think that's friggin' silly. But that's pretty much what saved Joe Biden. He had some documents in, what was it, a garage or something? He forgot about, I don't know what his intentions were there, but he had documents that were classified secret, top secret, secret no foreign, I think even compartmentalized top secret. I don't know. But he had documents too. It wasn't just Trump. He had documents too But like Trump, when all that Manafort and Flynn shit came out, what was that guy? Mueller. During the Mueller report, Mueller said he cannot go after a sitting president, and Trump was president, and the DOJ backed him up on that. Even though even though many of us are Obama appointees, we can't go after Trump because he's a sitting president. Well, the same thing happened a couple of years later when Trump was moving and hiding and denying the secret documents, the classified documents. You can't make this shit up. They couldn't go after him because he was. I mean, they did go after him between presidencies, but they couldn't go at. They could not go after Joe Biden for the same reason Trump got away with all the Russian collusion shit. Now that is a fact too. The Trump campaign of 2016 colluded with Russia, and that's obvious up to today. When the other liar, Hegseth, that drunk guy in the Pentagon, he falsified a report and he lied to Congress when he said the reason we're not sending the promised missiles to Ukraine is because America's arsenal is depleted. It wasn't depleted when we bombed Iran, was it? Huh? No, it wasn't. But now it's depleted. Well, it turns out it's not depleted. So, do you want to get them for falsifying a report, or do you want to get them for lying to Congress? Oh, wait, you can't, because the Justice Department is weaponized for Trump. The Congress is weaponized for Trump. The Supreme Court is weaponized for Trump. So, yeah, Hegseth's going to get away with falsifying a report and lying. And triggered left-hard rainbow flaggets squealing again, and it's hilarious to see. So we have to type in all caps lock because why? Oh, you want to be noticed. You have a need for attention. Okay, Billy Bad, here's your dose of attention. Everyone look at the guy with the dunce camp in the corner of the room. He wants attention. Let's give him attention. Everyone focus on Billy Bad. Attention. Okay. Is that enough? Do you have the attention you need? Okay. I know there's a delay. You can't answer me right away. If you need more attention, let me know. My BF, Chris Ryder, BF. Oh, Chris is an acquaintance. Ryder. By the way, that marathon guy, it's not Ritter, it's Reiter. Ritter. Okay, John Ritter. Wasn't he the guy living with the two girls in California back in the... okay. You and your best friend Ryder is friends with PDF files. Oh, right. There's that YouTuber who, when he was 17-year-old, he was dating a 15-year-old. And yeah, he's got to carry an albatross around his neck for the rest of his life because a girl 2 years difference from him. Okay. It's been proven. Yeah, it's been proven when he was over the age of consent, his 2-year younger girlfriend was under the age of consent in the state we're talking about. Okay. Hey, your buddy was a veteran. He had more than 24 months in active military service. Your buddy was in Korea. And let's face it, boys do become men in more than 2 years in the Army, especially when you're overseas in places like Korea. And he came back and he married a high school girl. Okay, but these are the people who are complaining that Chris Ryder knows somebody when he was 17, dated a 15-year-old. Dated. And I don't know if they have a relationship now or not. I don't know. But BF, by the way, stands for best friend. No, I would say my best YouTube friend is Just Muckster. But my best real friend, you don't know him. I don't think you know what best friend is. How much money did you and your well, not you because you're a broke motherfucker. How much money did your buddies give to Michael Kaiser, a known murderer? A man who has pled guilty to the recent charges against him. A man who's very clearly stated that because of that murder, he shared with J.J. Scarborough that he does fear karma will come and get him. He doesn't mean karma's helper. He means he's going to get poetic justice for what he did to Cameron, Donald Atwater Cameron Jr. He feared that, and he admitted that. He didn't admit that he unalived him, but he admitted that. And your friends kept giving him money. Let's super chat him. Let's super chat him. Let's super chat him. You poor fucking moron. Okay, and you support him, which is even worse. Yeah, I've given him money, and he is still a convicted sex offender. Ryder is? Oh, somebody that I've never met, that Chris Ryder met a long time ago. Yeah, okay. I'm sure as I go shopping, as I go to AA meetings, as I feed the poor, somewhere in there is a convicted sex offender that I don't know is a convicted sex offender. I guess you could Google, there's some kind of sex offender registry. I can find people right here in my neighborhood. When I've done it in the past, there are people I don't know. And I wouldn't know them if I ran into them on the street. If they were in front of 7-Eleven saying, hey, man, you got some change? And I pull out a 5, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. So, yeah. Pound Sand, are you the one that was filming at Metro Park several months ago? Metro Park. That sounds like one of the places I did. Let me see. Is that where Metro Park? Metro Park in Alexandria? Alexandria. Walker Lane, yes. Metro Park 4. Yes, in spring, yes. Yes, I've been there 3 times. Why do you ask? Pound Sand. I like the names. It's fun. Yes, I've been there three times. Twice to the same place. Oh, you're welcome. Twice to the same place. Different leadership, but very similar reactions. Oh, I won't dig too much. Pound Sand is thanking me for a First Amendment style video I did at I can't remember the name of the company. It was not Boeing. It's over there at Metro Park. One of these government contract agencies who actually had security guards from the local MPs from our local army base, which is Fort Belvoir. The first time an MP came out with no BDU top on, or whatever they call them, the new jacket, and no hat on. She was a specialist, and she had MP badge on armband on. Booze Alan Hamilton. Thank you. That's what it was. Guarded by MPs. She comes out and tells me I can't. The whole First Amendment audit script. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, why in the fuck are you out of uniform? Why in the fuck are you protecting? Why are you playing security guard for a private company? I don't get this. A long time ago. Oh, here we go. Someone is really hung up. Okay. When was the last time you saw me interact with Chris Ryder? What is your hang up? Well, I mean, get over it. Yeah. I interact with other YouTube characters. I've never met them. Kind of like you. You've never met anybody. Chris threatened JJ's ex-wife and teen daughter back doxing. Doxing. Thank you, James, for reminding me something I wanted to cover. Doxing. If you know, yes, dox your local ICE agents and dox those militants who are pretending to be ICE working directly with ICE. We have a lot of January 6ers and 3%ers and Proud Boys and other white militias who are putting on the similar garb and riding around with ICE, assisting ICE in these arrests. If you can identify them, dox them. Dox them. Everything. Where they live, if they have another job, where do they work? Where do they shop? Where do they go to their 3%er meetings, their Klansman meetings? Dox the fuck out of them. We're setting up a community here in Northern Virginia There's this app. Unfortunately, it's just on iPhone. It's not on the other smartphones. It's called Ice Block. If you see ice anywhere around and you have the app, you plug in the information. I saw ice going north on Highway 1, just past the Hybla Valley. Okay. And if I'm within 5 miles of that, I get alert. Oh, ice traveling north on Highway 1, passing Hybla Valley at this time. It's designed for if you want to avoid being around ice, if you want to avoid around the flash protests that happens around them. Okay, they're going that way. I'm going this way, or I'm going that way. I'm going some other direction. We're there. That's what it's intended for. I say reverse that. You see they're going north on Highway 1 and they're past Hybla Valley. Get up there a few blocks north, and when you see them, follow them. Follow them to their homes. Follow them to wherever they're going. Their secret staging places. Follow them and report it. Dash cam video them. If you see them pull into one of the businesses that we have in our network, make sure the business records what they're doing around the business. A lot of churches, stores, other businesses, residences have cameras now. We have cameras, security cameras. It's very common. Point them out there where you get these fuckers, and anytime you can get on their eyes, because the cowards are masked. Get their eyes, get their hair. And if anybody out there knows them, is their neighbor. Do they work with them? Do they shop with them? Do they go to church with them? They need to know that these are the fuckers. What they're avoiding is the future Nuremberg-like trials. Keep on them. I'm not saying approach them. I'm not saying try to stop them. You can't. If you're a First Amendment auditor or you watch First Amendment audits, you're very used to Fairfax County Police asks Finkel for ID. Finkel says no. And then the Fairfax County Police try to push the issue, and Finkel stands his ground and says no. 9 times out of 10, Finkel wins. He does not ID because there's no reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. There's no probable cause. If he forces the ID, there's going to be a lawsuit. And if he forces an ID, we've got his badge number and his face and his name. There will be a lawsuit. The First Amendment auditors and the people doing stuff like it have learned that, and the police in most local areas have learned that or are learning that. ICE and ICE adjacent do not give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care if they abuse you. They don't care if you, my point is, document, but don't approach, don't engage. This isn't your local cop who has common sense, who's trained on constitutional rights, or at least trained on what happens when you violate them. ICE doesn't give a fuck. They will hurt you. They will hurt you and then tell the current court system that you assaulted them, you tried to kidnap them, you stalked them. Don't give them that chance, but document them. If you know where they reside, if you know where they go to church, if you know where they shop, get the information out to their neighbors. Let people know that your next door neighbor is, if he is, an ICE agent or a ICE adjacent white militia helping these fuckers out, or HSI, FBI, whoever's doing this shit. Yeah, sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Okay. Now, when Trump got elected, 49% of you, James Stearns, believed Trump. You're at about 31% now. So yeah, you can say I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of you folks are figuring it out. Like that Canadian lady who's in some detention center in Texas. She lives and she's married to an American citizen in California. She's in detention for a couple weeks now in Texas, and they're going to deport her. And they're probably not going to deport her to where she came from, Canada. She pushed for Trump. She pushed her husband to vote for Trump. Good day, Cart. Long time no see. I've been seeing clips of farms and construction companies closing down as ICE is taking all their workers. I have limited, just the same knowledge you do. What we're seeing on the news, what we're seeing on YouTube, X, Twitter, Twitter and X are the same thing. I don't have any more information than what is out there in the mainstream media or the social media. We haven't had that happen a lot here. In fact, my ICE blocker app only has it keeps deleting. Yeah, no sightings reported. After a certain amount of time, they vanish. But as I've been tracking it more closely here in the Fairfax County, Northern Virginia area, they're not real active. Why are they not active? Because if you detain and rough up and vanish a Latino woman, you might be getting someone rich and powerful person. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of political influence in Fairfax County. We lean left. In fact, we're very left. But people who live here are people in the administration. People who have money, power, and influence. So if you see, okay, that lady looks Latino and she's buying a taco at the taco truck, and we arrest her like we would in LA, like we would in Ohio, Texas. If we arrest her in Fairfax County, it might be the nanny of Texas Beth. It might be, if you do it to a dude, it might be the general contractor or the groundskeeper of Kristi Noem, you know, or someone on her staff. That bitch can't even keep track of her purse. Was it? Yeah, it was Kristi Noem who lost her purse in a public restaurant with a Secret Service detail. Tell me the Secret Service ain't looking out for her without saying the Secret Service ain't looking out for her. All right. You are literally telling people to commit crimes. Nope. In fact, I'll say it again. If you can record where a ICE agent or an ICE assistant, basically these white militia militants who are dressing up with ICE and going out with ICE and kidnapping American citizens and legal immigrants and whoever else, if you can identify them, report it. And if you record them committing assault, report it to your local police, and then hold your local police accountable for enforcing the law. Is it against the law to report public officials where they are, what they're doing? No. Supreme Court's ruled on that many times. Maybe this Trump court will reverse that rule, like other things. But yeah, let me see. You are literally telling people to commit crimes by doxing federal agents. I'm telling people to dox. Not just federal agents, but the people from the white militia groups who are helping the federal agents, Holmes, etc. You are a fucking low-life, pathetic piece of shit. Thank you. Coming from that translates to I am a patriot. I am an American. I love the Constitution, and I'll do whatever I can to support and defend the Constitution from enemies foreign, like Putin, and domestic, like your nasty ass. I may just report, yes, report me. Okay. No, don't report me. You just said I committed a crime. I'm telling people to commit crimes is committing a crime. That's soliciting a crime. So, okay, well, yeah, report me. If illegal aliens who work in 2 different chicken processing plants, I may just report a bunch of illegals who were, I fully expect that you will. People who work harder than your lazy fat ass. I'll say it again. People who work harder than your lazy fat ass, James. People who don't mind getting up at the crack of dawn and working to the bone until the early hours of the evening just so that they can put food on their families' plates because they're hardworking Christian. Yes. You go ahead and report them. Are you a Christian, James? I'll give it the 20 seconds. Are you a Christian, James? James Stern. When it starts happening, I will report you. It's hello, James. It's already happening. In fact, Pam Bundy and Christy Nome are already complaining about it. Just like they did about 8647. 8647. Yeah, 8647. Yeah. So, James, are you a Christian? I will wait. I'll wait. Are you a person of faith? Do you have a belief in a power greater than yourself, something on the heavenly plane? Buddha, Allah, Yahweh, Jesus, Finkel? It's not Finkel. That was a joke. Okay, Dave. Hardworking my. Okay, all right. So that's about how far beyond. So I'll give him a few more seconds. Yeah, he doesn't believe that illegal immigrants or legal immigrants, anybody who works at chicken processing plants, don't work hard under horrible conditions. Don't get up at the crack of dawn and work. Some of them work overnight. They do have shift works. These plants run 24/6, I think. For example, the ones north of Anancock on the eastern shore, um, they okay, so he's not religious. Okay, fair enough. You're not. You have. I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying religion. I'm saying spirituality. Do you have a power greater than yourselves in the heavenly plane? You don't have to be Catholic or Protestant or Buddhist or Muslim to believe in a power greater than yourselves. And actually, this is turning out the opposite of what I thought. You're saying, no, you don't believe in anything. Okay, that's probably your problem. You got to believe in something. I've done the same work they did in the same plants. Yeah, okay. Oh, I get it. Somebody got promoted faster than you or kept a job when you got laid off. Now it's all coming together. Now it's okay. You bitter. You bitter because you couldn't be a lazy white piece of shit. And people with brown skin and talk with an accent who worked harder, they got promoted or they got pay raised or they survived a layoff when you didn't. That's what's going on. Okay. All right. James, you've been entertaining. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing what? Your words mean nothing? What does all caps lock nothing mean? Was that, I mean, with the time delay, I'm not sure which you have no power greater than yourself. Ah, okay. So that's the problem. If you think there's no spiritual presence that's greater than yourself, no, I left and got a better. Oh, you got a better job. Oh, which is why you're on the internet begging for money so you can buy a computer. Okay. Yeah. I tell you, you're very convincing. You're very convincing. You're about as convincing as Michael Kaiser running around for a couple weeks on a broken leg. That's about how convincing you are. Was it 3 tours and 2 Purple Hearts, or was it 3 Purple Hearts and 2 tours? I forget. I forget. All right. Oh wait, yeah, he came clean after a year of selling that last. Right. No, I left and got a better job. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we believe you. We believe you. Because Americans can afford computers. Americans with jobs. Hell, much to MAGA's complaint, Americans without jobs can't afford computers. But James cannot afford a computer. Okay, whatever. All right, I'm up here for an hour and 14 minutes. I meant to be a 20-minute news review, but yes, Trump is a PDF file. I'm not asking the question anymore. I'm making the statement. I think we'll keep telling yourself that you know nothing about me. You think you do because you listen to your best friend or boyfriend, Chris Ryder. I don't know. Haven't heard Chris Ryder. He was on. I can't remember. A week, 2 weeks ago. a troll, much like you, named Marathon Point 20, or I can't remember, something about the picture of the deputy chief of staff, Miller, Stephen Miller, the guy running around with the picture of Stephen Miller. Um, he called Ryder Ritter, but he pointed out, is that the same Ritter that's Generally Specific's talking about? And I point out to them, we don't really give a fuck about Generally Specific. Uh, but apparently that other person claimed that Ritter wasn't Ryder. You got me saying Ritter now. Ryder is void from the internet. That's the last time I heard from Ryder was he on that day when he was here. We're not best buds. We're not boyfriends. We're not best friends. He's just another YouTube character that I interact with. Finkel, you keep bringing up your tired insults, such as the laptop was done over a year ago. Oh, so you got a laptop now? Are you going after? What's your YouTube site? I mean, that was your stated reason for wanting to get a computer, so you can go after frauditors. You wanted to go after. You want to expose frauditors. How's that working out for you? Did you get your laptop through funds raised, through earned income? Did you work and get the money? People who have less money than you have laptops, and without raising funds over a year ago. So I guess now you must have that laptop, right? Yeah. Okay. It's just it's too much fun just fucking with you while you're down there in the chat. I feel kind of bad about it. Your other buddy there, the one I just accidentally mentioned, I really don't want to talk about him, but I'll bet you're still watching him. The reason I don't watch him anymore, the reason I don't try and have decent conversations in his chat with him or with his followers, is because he admitted to having a mental illness, and he was afraid that people like me and F3 and Hill Pirate Studios and Shiz Happens, anybody who goes after him, he feels like they're weaponizing his mental illness against him. And the off chance that he really is mentally ill, and actually that's not so off, but realizing that, yeah, okay, now that he's admitted that he's mentally ill, I really don't want to talk about him because he will take it like I'm weaponizing that aspect against him. I realize that, since he does have a mental illness, we just have to pray that he gets the help he needs and people leave him the fuck alone. Because it can be very harmful to someone who has a weak mind, an ill mind. If you have the mental illness that he claims he has, you really should leave him the hell alone. Now, someone should advise him to stop living so publicly, because he kind of makes himself a target. But I'm going to take the higher ground and leave him alone. And so, yeah, even though you're like looking for breadcrumbs off of him, just like you did Kaiser, I'm going to try better to not respond to that shit. Fucking me with fucking with me, haha. Yeah, I mean, you chose to be here, and now I'm fucking with you. Are you picking on the EBT Americans this morning? No. EBT? Is that is that SNAP? Is that the modern food stamp program? I'm not picking on people for that. I'm mourning Wyatt. I'm picking on people who are in that scenario, wanting other people in that scenario harm to be. They want EBT to end for others, but not for themselves. They want other people to be deported, but not themselves. That like that Canadian lady, married to the American, supported Trump. The best analogy I can think of, when she climbed up the ladder and got to the top of the building, she tried to kick the ladder down so others couldn't do the same thing. And now she is screaming, crying for her Canadian government to save her. Huh, Canadian. You can't make this shit up. You really can't. So how bad did you shot your pants the day the security guard chambered a round? And thank you, James. Yes, plugging one of my videos. I'm out there near Dulles, where the security guard with a shotgun. From my distance in the naked eye, I couldn't tell it was a shotgun. When I got home, I was kind of embarrassed because the camera could zoom in, a little tiny screen. When I got home, put it on my big screen, I saw it was a shotgun. No way in hell could have he hit me with that. But he's saying shot, he means shit. How bad did you shit your pants today? The security guard chambered a round. You sounded so scared. Well, two things here. One, the last time you commented on that incident, you said he didn't chamber a round. Oh, well, see, when you lie, eventually you out yourself on your lie. Okay, and did I shit my pants or did I stand there and make demands? Yeah. If you go watch the video, you'll see that I stood there. I stood my ground and I made demands. I said, unchamber the round. Get your supervisor. He kept saying, fuck you, like, like the unprofessional piece of shit. In fact, he got fired, but now he's probably helping ICE. No, I didn't shit my pants. I stood my ground. Yeah, the way you twist things, it's fucking amazing, James Stern. It's fucking amazing. I draw EBT and TCAP. And I don't really find a problem with that. When people need help, people need help. I'm talking about people like James Stern who need help, who get help, and slam others, want others to not get that help. Because like I said, that they climb the ladder and they get to, James will never get to the top floor, but he'll get to a higher floor than he was naturally on, and he'll kick that ladder down so others cannot. That's exactly what they do. Why? I said that only because you claimed he did. Oh. Well, whatever your changing story is, one thing that's consistent, I stood my ground. I stood my ground thinking that he charged a weapon that could reach me. I thought it was a rifle, and I was well within rifle range. The maximum effective range of AR-15 and the M16 is 300 meters. I was closer than 300 meters. I was further than the maximum effective range of a shotgun slug or birch or whatever. I don't know what they put in the shotgun, but no. No, I'm sorry. Hey, you're talking to the guy who went to January 6th to film people breaking laws. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I would say, other than press, everybody else there was a Trump supporter. 99% were Trump supporters. I went there know damn well that if they figured out who I was and why I was there, I was getting my ass beat. And there was no way I could stand against the thousands of cops, armed, trained cops in groups couldn't defend themselves from these fuckers. So, yeah, if you think I shit my pants because a guy chambered around, no. But you can put it in, if it helps you cope, you can put in your mind that, yeah, I did that. Okay. No, you didn't. There was fear in your. Okay. All right. I'm doing all right, Cart, and you. Oh, Cart, how you doing, Cart? I'm gonna go some of the. See, I've been focused on James. Beep, beep. Are you picking? Okay, yeah, I covered that. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm. This is so cute. The way James is really, really reaching here. Yeah. Anyway, by the way, you're welcome to guys go watch that. Fear in my voice. Okay. All right. Let me see. White. Who? Both your friends? Are you saying White has two friends? Are you saying White has twice as many friends as you? Well, that's twice as many as you. All right. Oh, wait a minute. No, okay. Yes, okay. You have 0 friends. Twice would mean, that would mean you'd have 1. You don't have any friends. You're welcome, Cart. Cart. So I hear you're I'm okay. Wait. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Cart is in Australia, and it's in the middle of the night there, I believe, or it's early evening. I'm not sure. James is in a state of confusion. I'm in Virginia, and White, I believe, is in Maryland. Who else we got out there? Kind of wondering if that guy asked me about Booz Allen, if he's in my area. I don't know. Kittle, where are you from, Kittle? I probably know this, but don't remember. That's what Todd. Oh, yeah. I really try to. I don't really want to talk about him because of his confessed mental illness, his vulnerability, his sensitivity to words on the internet. I don't want to take advantage of that. Yeah. At least 81 dead as search efforts intensify after Texas fire. That is a sad, sad situation. Yeah. And before you all say that the Democrats are politicizing it, the politicization of it is the federal MAGAs versus the state MAGAs, state and local MAGAs. Yeah, I'm sorry. The liberals are wanting the best outcome for it. It's the MAGAs that are fighting the MAGAs. Just gone 8 p.m. on a Monday night, Finkel. Yes, it's 8:09 a.m. on the 7th of July, 2025. And you know what? I got some shit to do. Got a long day ahead of me. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Maryland, about halfway between Baltimore and Philadelphia. All right. I didn't mean to dox you, or to get you to dox yourself. Just trying to get people to know who their fellow chatters were, what areas. I would like to know where that one guy is who asked me about Booz Allen. What was his name? I think he got bored and left. Pound Sand. Stand your ground. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Pound Sand. You still out there, Pound? I'm curious. I wonder if he works near there and is offended by some of the shit that goes on there. I don't know, but he thanked me for it. It could be just someone appreciates people keeping transparency. Anyway, I'm going to click on end stream so you guys can say, you can say, yeah, I get it. That's not really doxing you because that's a pretty, if I went after somebody lives somewhere between Baltimore and Philadelphia, there's probably 2 or 3 million people that fit that description. So yeah, it's not really doxing you. But hell, I live in the Fairfax County part of Alexandria in Northern Virginia. And so do about 4 other million people. Have a wonderful day, evening or night. Yeah, Finko and Wyatt, catch you both around the YouTube streets. Yeah. Most of the stuff that I've been posting lately is clips and stuff. I'm not really spending a lot of time on YouTube. In fact, today's a recent record, hour and 28 minutes. I'm going to rage quit right now because, James Stern hurt my feelings. So I'm going to go cry. Have a good day, everyone.